The Irving Black Arts Council commemorates African American History Month each year with an art exhibit that explores facets of the African American experience. This year they found a husband and wife team who share their unique perspective on history and legacy.
This year, the Irving Black Arts Council is celebrating Black History Month by exhibiting the mixed media works of Letitia and Cedric Huckabee.
My background is photography, and I still think of myself as a photographer first.
Initially, I started quilts because my grandmother was a quilter, and so she was, her quilts were the inspiration for the work. But at a certain point, I found that the quilts were sort of like a starting ground or a springboard for which to talk about other issues. And so, as you can see in some of the quilts along the wall, we speak about a lot of different things using the subject of quilts.
One of the subjects has to do with legacy.
Right before I started grad school, my father passed away, and I was a bit of a spoiled Army brat and never really thought about what other people had done in order for me to get to where I was. And after he died, it was the first time I'd lost someone. I became very sensitive to family and legacy and things that get passed down. And my husband was already painting quilts, and I had kind of just ignored them. But I started seeing them in a different light after that, because I have a number of women in my family who are quilters.
Irving Black Arts Council member Jeanine Miller describes how the exhibit began.
The idea was born in 2010 when we sent out call for entries for the 2011 exhibition. Cedric submitted his call for entry, and we reviewed his submission, and then we found out that his wife is also an artist. So we talked about it, and he said they had never exhibited together. So we visited with Marcy Inman here at the Arts Center, who is very familiar with both of their works, and we decided to pull Cedric out of the 2011 exhibition and put together an exhibition for 2012 featuring the artwork of he and his wife.
Several viewers gave their impressions of Cedric and Letitia's work.
The first thing that I noticed was, when you look at his quilt paintings from far away, that they look real.
This quilt, to me, the artist is depicting her history. It just looks like, to me, it's like the land our forefathers or our great-grandparents owned, and the living that they did back in those days.
But then when you get up close, you can see the fine strokes and the fine, every stroke of the paint and the colors. And so this is a joy to watch, to see his paintings.
I can see this is very much in her heritage. And I'm looking at the hard life and the depiction of the spirituality of the people in it, the images. And it looks like something kind of a tribute to her grandparents and even her father, because somehow she even has a picture of her father woven into this quilt. And that maybe that's saying that's the fabric of who she is.
Faith strongly influences Cedric and Letitia's creativity.
For me, art is a language, and the things that I'm trying to communicate, and hopefully that's what the viewer will get out of the show, is the importance of faith in our family, the importance of family, and the importance of remembering where you came from, and the sort of legacies that get passed down through generations.
Letitia also feels passionately about sharing with young artists.
I think the best thing is to just be true to yourself and follow what's in your heart. If you make art about what you're passionate about, then you can't go wrong.
This is Jeanine Rogers for About Towne.
Me, We, a portrayal of the fibers of life continues to February 26th in the Irving Arts Center main gallery.